So what desk upgrades are actually worth investing in? It could be peripherals, mouse pads, or even certain cables for better functionality. Well, in today's video, I'll be showcasing some items that actually make a difference in your overall desk setup. Now, I've gone through my fair share of products, some of which I've returned immediately and others which have actually helped make my desk a lot more efficient and aesthetic. You can sometimes get caught up buying a whole bunch of different products, some of which you probably don't even need, and I for one am very much guilty of this. Nevertheless, here are some desk upgrades that actually matter. Starting off with probably one of the most important factors when upgrading your desk setup that I feel like a lot of people neglect, and it's the depth of your desk. I've also personally been in that boat where I didn't have too much regard for desk depth, and in the end I regretted it so much. It's important to have a deep enough desk where you're able to store everything while also making sure that you have optimal space to rest your arms, and this is especially true for any of you who might be at your desk for extended amounts of time. The desktop I'm currently using is 48 by 30 inches, and it's the perfect size to store both my MacBook and my PC while also making sure that I have optimal space for my mouse, keyboards, and most importantly to rest my arms. Next up on the list, the next desk upgrade is a monitor light bar. Now, the main reason why I hear some people may not like them or want to buy them is because they think it'll add glare to your monitor, but it actually doesn't. If positioned properly, the light bar can actually light up your entire space, making it a lot easier to read or take notes without having such a big distracting ceiling light turned on. Oh, and not to mention, it also helps with eye strain, especially when you're staring at your monitor for long periods of time. Now, the light bar I use and would recommend to you is the Quintus Monitor light bar. Compared to other light bars, it's super affordable, coming in at $42.99, but typically it's on sale for around $35 to $40. It's comprised of a very durable aluminum alloy and plastic, and to set it up, it's pretty straightforward. You're gonna wanna first clip the light bar into the monitor attachment it comes with. Now, it will require some force and you may feel like you're gonna break it, but trust me, you won't. Once it's in, adjust the attachment to fit the thickness of your monitor and plug in the USB-C cable. They'll also come with this rectangle piece if your monitor is a bit thinner, but the attachment process still remains the same. The light bar comes with 4 touch buttons controlling the brightness, temperature, auto dim, and power. It'll also come with a desk remote, allowing you to control the light bar a lot more efficiently. However, the model I purchased didn't come with one, and my guess is that they decided to add it after I had purchased mine. Honestly, having a light bar in my setup has been such a game changer for my desk. The area is so much more lit up and visible, making it a lot easier to read on the rare occasion I do. I've also noticed that it does help with the eye strain, especially when the only light source I have is coming from my monitor. Moving on to the next desk upgrade, this is one I've recently purchased, and it's a quality mouse pad. Now, this was the old mouse pad that I was using for a while, but my main issue was that it was too small to fit the space on my desk. I would often find myself not being able to move my mouse around comfortably, and that's when I decided to purchase a new one. Now, I was debating between a wool or leather mouse pad, and in the end, I decided to get this leather mouse pad off of Amazon. It was super cheap, coming in at $11, and the quality of it is surprisingly good. It's a 31.5 by 15.7 inch mouse pad, and it fits the space on my desk almost perfectly. It's also super smooth whenever I'm moving my mouse across it, to the point where it almost feels natural. The mouse pad is also waterproof and non-slip, so you don't have to worry about any liquids falling on it or if it'll move all over the place whenever you're using it. It comes in 22 different color variations and 4 different sizes, so it's really accustomed to fit any desk and aesthetic. Now, the one downside that I do have to know about this mouse pad is that when I was first unrolling it out and flattening it, it was such a pain. Look, I don't know if I didn't follow the instructions properly, but I made sure to follow everything to the T, and even in the end, there was still a little hump on the right side. I've tried leaving objects on it for hours, and even after removing the objects, there's still a hump on the right side. Nevertheless, the mouse pad looks super clean and minimalistic, which I'm a huge fan of, and it performs exactly how it was designed to perform. Next, following the kind of minimalist vibe, we have wireless peripherals. Now, you can definitely make wired peripherals look clean, but if you despise cable management, wireless is definitely the way to go. Both my mouse and keyboard are wireless, and the biggest con I hear when someone is debating between wired or wireless is the charging. Now, from my personal experience, charging really isn't all that crazy. I'm currently rocking the Ula F75 keyboard and an Infiq mouse off of Amazon, and I hardly have to charge them. They pretty much last me for days on end, and once I do have to charge them, I'll typically do it overnight, so that way when I wake up, I'm waking up to a full charge. I just personally like the more cleaner and aesthetic look that comes with wireless peripherals, since I don't want wires and cables all over the place. Now, this next desk upgrade is a literal must for any desk, especially if your desk doesn't have the largest surface space and it's a monitor arm. For starters, the stands that come with monitors are just way too big and clunky to fit on your desk for an optimal workspace. This is especially true for smaller desks where every single area of surface space actually matters. Up until now, I've gone through about 3 different monitor arms, and to be honest, the one that I currently have right now might be the best one. The monitor arm I'm using is from Vivo, and it's a dual monitor arm that's able to hold up to 22 pounds on each arm. It's a single pole that's mounted to your desk with 2 arms facing each direction. The arms are fully adjustable, and unlike some arms that are gas spring, this one isn't. Now, Now, I'm not sure if the arms not being gas spring played a role, but when I was first setting it up, it was a bit hard when I was trying to adjust the monitors to my liking. It just wasn't tilting and rotating in the direction I wanted it to, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit frustrating. The monitor arm also came with these little attachments that you're able to clip onto the pole and arms, allowing you to route and manage cables a whole lot easier. Honestly, if it wasn't for this monitor arm, I wouldn't have the space I do underneath my monitors. I've managed to use the extra space from my monitor arm to store my MacBook and a fake plant for a bit of color. It's also made routing and managing cables a whole lot easier since I'll just end up hiding them behind the arms. Now, I know the video isn't over yet, but if there's anything you should invest in for your desk besides desk depth, it should be this. Lastly, the next desk upgrade is mainly geared towards iPhone users, and it's a MagSafe charging stand. Now, of course, do make sure you have a MagSafe compatible case or it obviously won't work. The stand I have is from GoWatt, and I got it for around 18 bucks off of Amazon, and I literally use it every single day. It requires a USB-C cable to power it, but once you have it plugged in, you're ready to start using it. Having a charger right at your desk, make sure that your device is fully charged and ready to go whenever you need it. Now, the big reason why you'd want a wireless charger right at your desk, other than keeping it charged all the time, is so you can take full advantage of Apple's standby mode. Basically, whenever you start charging your phone and tilt it horizontally, standby mode will pop up, and it's basically a big infographic that's on your phone. You're able to set pictures, reminders, and a whole bunch of other info, but the main screen that I use is the clock. You can change the color and style of the clock, making it super customizable, and I'll leave this on whenever I'm at my desk, so anytime I need to check on the time, I can just look down at my phone. This is great if you don't have a clock in your room and you're also keeping your device fully charged at the same time. All in all, with so many different desk upgrades to choose from, picking the right one that'll actually make a difference is super difficult. I've personally gone through so many different products, and most of them I'll either end up returning or never using again. Now, these 5 items I just went through are items I actually use on a daily basis, enhancing my overall workspace. They're items that actually make a difference and helps make my area a lot more efficient.